Thomas Frank has been sacked by Tottenham. Stay tuned to the very end to get my live reaction to this sacking that everyone felt was coming, whether it be now, whether it be next week, or it be in the summer. But we've got it now. They've been bold and made this decision. So I'll be giving my honest reaction, talking about potential managerial replacements too. Stay tuned. So there we go, then Newcastle being his final game, he has gone. One defeat too many for Thomas Frank, and it looks like the board wanted to give him the maximum time as possible, but in their words, the position has become untenable, and you can't say they haven't given him time to turn it around, to get it on the road. So in a way, fair play then to that. I think ultimately is the right decision as someone that wanted Thomas Frank to join the club, as someone that have still been behind him and backed him till the very end. Clearly the wrong fit for Tottenham, and sometimes you get a manager that's not right for the club, and Thomas Frank was not a Tottenham manager, didn't represent to dare us to do ultimately, as much as I liked him as a guy and things like that. And I think also when you idolise your rivals in Arsenal all the time, I get you want to aim for something, and if he just said, look, we want to compete on all fronts like Arsenal do and like they are this season, but not constantly referencing Arsenal, and just he didn't handle himself very well with the media, not a clear communicator. After Newcastle, you come to the media saying he could get more time, but he hasn't. They've made the decision, and Thomas Frank ultimately gone, and it's been a miserable time for him at Tottenham. But whoever comes in doesn't change the fact that we've got injuries. The way I look at it is Thomas Frank was asked to build a mansion and was given inferior tools, broken tools, and failed miserably, dropping those broken tools on his feet. So Thomas Frank didn't do a good job, wasn't up to the job ultimately in this moment, maybe wrong man at the wrong time, but I don't think things drastically change. But that new manager bounce could be enough to, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but keep Tottenham up or keep them away from that bottom three and just drag out this difficult situation. And ultimately, if Arsenal and Fulham coming next, our record at Craven Cottage, North London Derby, huge game, and we've lost the last few. So you did feel something needed to change, and they've got good opportunity now, 11 to 12 days for Tottenham next play. So it makes sense when you think about it. Who's going to come in? That's the thing. Be interesting to see whether they go on an interim or permanent. I personally prefer an interim until the end of the year. If they impress, of course, you consider the appointment in the summer, but I prefer the route that Manchester United have taken, because I don't want to rush into a decision ultimately that'll be made in the next 3 to 4 days and get the appointment wrong. So for me, I think interim till the end of the year. I don't want it to be Ryan Mason. Ultimately 10 away defeats at West Brom, and he left them 18th place, and there's still a serious risk of relegation. They played pretty football, they just couldn't deliver the results. A lot of time unlucky, absolutely, but that away form was just ghastly, and if we have the away form to our current home form, will be awful. So I'm sad in a way. I know a lot of people angered, their frustration was towards Thomas Frank, but for me, I have a lot of frustration with Johan Lange, a lot of frustration with Vinay, a lot of frustration with the board and with the Lewis family, because for me, they failed Thomas Frank in January. So the way I view it, to summarise Thomas Frank's time at Tottenham, he was given a bad hand, very unlucky with injuries. So many times, a single goal, would have got us a couple more points, we've been up the table, but football doesn't work like that. Ultimately, you're judged on results, and to leave Tottenham 16th place, and dangerously above the drop, 5 points away from the relegation zone, is unacceptable. He's got the worst record of any top 6 manager, the lowest win ratio, I believe, and the lowest points. So it's a miserable spell for Thomas Frank at Tottenham. I always believe in giving a manager time, and that's the thing, we go through more managers than this country does prime ministers, but it doesn't mean you can back the wrong horse. So a lot of people have questioned my position on Thomas Frank. I was with him like I am every top manager till the end, but on reflection, this is probably the right decision. But my opinion doesn't change to the fact I don't think Thomas Frank was and still is the main problem. I don't think it's the main problem. It doesn't mean that necessarily he should get away with what he's doing, because he's not doing a good enough job. The problem is upstairs. It didn't do anything in January. We regret we retracted because of the injuries. We didn't do enough in the January window. Didn't replace Brennan Johnson. It's the third time we haven't replaced our top scorer. So Thomas Frank is gone. I wish him all the best. I will say that. Good human, good guy. Just poor communicator. Ultimately poor tactics, and team making similar mistakes. And again, it's a repeat of the league last year, but the difference is last year the 3 teams were worse and we were never really at risk of going down. This year we were seeing a serious risk of going down. The appointment's got to be right. Lots of names thrown out there, likes of Robbie Keane. I'm not sure who I'd want in, but on an interim basis is what I'd prefer, and then Pochettino probably in the summer. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on live reaction to Thomas Frank's sacking, and also who you want to see come in. I'm undecided. I need to go away and look at candidates for someone like Robbie Keane, that kind of profile on loan. It's got to be someone that gets the club, loves the club, and some people go, Harry Redknapp. I am opposed to Harry Redknapp or Tim Sherwood, but Robbie Keane I will consider. But thank you very much for watching. Thomas Frank has gone.